Let's say you want to buy a Glock that is not real, either because it is not allowed where you live or for whatever other reason. You will quickly realize that there is a huge amount of replicas out there, from airsoft or paintball markers to gel blasters or blank guns. The purpose of this video is to help you to choose a replica that suits you best. So make yourself comfortable and get your Glocks out. At the end of the day, it comes down to what you intend to use the gun for and what is important to you. Do you want it to be able to shoot? If yes, do you want it for casual shooting every now and then, for airsoft or paintball games, or do you even want to be able to defend yourself with it? Should it be as close to the original as possible? And what price am I willing to pay? At first, I want to give an example for what gun would suit which purpose, and after that I will to note some things that you should generally pay attention to when it comes to buying a Glock replica. Note, I am not trying to promote a specific product. What I state in this video is based on my experiences. 1. Casual shooting and realism. If you only intend on shooting for fun and realism does not play a big role for you, then I would recommend either a gel blaster or an electric airsoft pistol. Gel blasters are usually relatively cheap, which is generally a good thing, but not only is the price low on some of these models, but also the quality. Most oftentimes they consist of cheap plastic. There are some gel blasters out there that are of good quality, but their price is much higher too. Gel blasters are low in power and accuracy, making them not really good for target shooting. Another option would be an electric airsoft pistol or AEP. These are more practical than airsoft pistols powered by gas. You do not have to carry gas around, and the power outcome does not depend on the temperature. Its disadvantage lies in the realism factor. The blowback of gas-powered airsoft pistols is stronger, making them feel more real. Also, AEPs usually make an electric sound when shooting. When I first got into Glocks, I wanted something to shoot some targets with in my garden, which at the same time is as close to the original as possible. If you have similar intentions, I would recommend something like the Glock 19 Gen 3 by VFC. VFC is known for making airsoft guns that are not only good in quality but also close to the original. The price wasn't too bad either, with around €180 or $195. Also, there are biodegradable 6mm BBs available, which are perfect for shooting in the garden or outside in general. Since this model is gas-powered, it suited my intent of shooting every now and then. Gas magazines are supposed to be stored with gas in them. On the other hand, when refilling a CO2 gun, you are supposed to empty the whole CO2 cartridge before storing the gun. So each time you shoot, you need to put a new CO2 cartridge into your gun, plus you are bound to shoot until it is empty. Since I wanted to be able to get a few shots of, chill for a bit, and maybe get a few shots of later or the next day, I chose a gas-powered gun. I did end up buying a CO2-powered airsoft Glock as well. Where they really shine is when you plan on taking it to airsoft games. Not only carrying but also refilling is way more comfortable with CO2 cartridges. They also have a bit more power and are more stable when it comes to the power output. I bought a Glock 19X by Umarex. I really loved how it looked, but was a bit disappointed when it came to a few details regarding the realism. I will talk about those later in this video when we are going to look at what you should pay attention to when buying a replica. This one even was a bit cheaper, with around €150 or $164. I should mention that, depending on your personal preferences, AEPs may be an even better choice for airsoft games due to the factors mentioned before. If you plan on using it in paintball games, you're basically left with only one option, which is the T4E Glock 17 Gen 5 by Umarex. This one is one of the more pricey options out there. It comes in at about €280 or roughly $300. This pistol is also advertised as a home defense pistol. Airsoft pistols cannot compete due to their low energy. Even with steel BBs, you can't really defend yourself against someone who is trying to hurt you. A shot in the eye would do them harm, but you can't expect to hit someone's eye every time when you are under stress. The only thing that could compete with the T4E Glock when it comes to self-defense is a blank gun. A blank gun is used totally different though. The main difference being that the T4E Glock can actually shoot projectiles. There are a few different types of caliber .43 balls out there. Next to paintballs, there also are rubber balls, aluminum balls, steel balls, and even pepper balls. Especially the pepper balls would make a decent home defense option. But then again, you could also use your typical pepper spray. Depending on what type of pepper spray you use, these even have the advantage of not spreading a cloud of pepper, which could end up affecting yourself. With the gun having around 5 joules, all the other ammo types wouldn't do enough damage to actually stop somebody, from what I can tell. I will put that to the test in a future video, so stay tuned for that. The T4E Glock is not allowed to be carried when out in public, at least where I live. So if you decide on using it for defense reasons, it's only suitable for home defense. The blank guns, on the contrary, should not be used inside due to them being very loud. Chances of damaging your hearing are way too high in that case. Its advantage over the T4E Glock lies in the fact that you can carry it with you in public if you have permission. They also are the closest thing to a real gun from all the ones mentioned in this video. In a self-defense situation, your opponent could be scared away simply by you having a pistol or by the loud noise. The element of surprise is what you rely on with a blank gun. You shoot and run. There also is pepper ammunition for blank guns, but they also cause a cloud of pepper which could end up affecting yourself. Shooting at someone at point-blank range can cause some serious injuries and is not only not recommended but also not legal. If your life depended on it, it could be an option though. The last purpose I could think of is if you don't plan on shooting your pistol but rather plan on disassembling and reassembling and getting to know the feel of a Glock that is as close to the original as possible. In that case, I would recommend a blank gun, since actually loading bullets into the magazine and cycling some rounds through the chamber makes it feel the most real out of the ones mentioned. If shooting projectiles is a must for you, something like the Glock 19 Gen 3 GBB by VFC would be my suggestion. Now to the things you should pay attention to regardless of which Glock you will choose. 1. The slide. On some of the replicas out there, the slide only moves back half as much as on the original. For me, this made them feel much more like a toy rather than a real Glock. 2. The trigger. The trigger pull and its reset is something to be considered as well. These differ a lot. While some are very nice and actually allow you to work with it, others are very spongy and or have a bad reset. 3. Ambidextrous slide and mag release. If you are left-handed like me, having an ambidextrous slide and mag release could go a long way. Some models like the T4E Glock have an ambidextrous slide release and the possibility of changing the magazine release to the other side. With other models, on the other hand, you are bound to keep these the way they are out of the box. 4. If realism plays a big role for you, the weight of the pistol should be considered too. 5. And last but not least, if you plan on putting a red dot on your Glock, you should inform yourself in advance if that even is possible. I hope I could help you in finding a Glock replica that suits you best. I already uploaded a detailed showcase of almost every pistol shown in this video. Feel free to check the links in the description to find those, or just look on my channel. Have a nice day and don't let anyone catch you stroking your Glock.